Did You Have To is a proud member of the But Why Though podcast community.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Did You Have To, the anime podcast where we talk about the live action adaptations of your favorite animations and a whole bunch more. As always, I'm Kate.
And I'm Nisha.
And today we are kind of doing live action adaptation in that it's like a hyper realistic animation adaptation.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about Gantz.
Yep. Which, fun fact, through research we found out that there are like 3 live action Gantz movies that I had no idea existed beforehand.
Same.
And then also that we cannot find them anywhere. So if y'all want to help us track those down, hit us up in our DMs.
Please, please, please.
But for now, we're going to talk about it's Gantz: 0.
I think it's Gantz: O. Gantz O.
Got it.
Yeah, I think that's an O.
I can never tell, honestly, with titles and fonts. I'm like, what is the correct pronunciation here? Am I supposed to say the colon?
I mean, it's also like, it's like, do you say Hunter X Hunter, or do you say
Right.
Hunter, or do you like
Hunter by Hunter?
Exactly.
I just want
Hunter
someone
over
to say.
Hunter.
I've been wanting someone to answer that question for me for forever. You know, we're gonna put that on our poll.
Yeah. Oh, we should definitely put it on a poll. I think it's Hunter.
Okay.
But I always hear everybody say Hunter X Hunter, so I've just learned to say Hunter X Hunter. So I think it's whatever the people say.
Okay. Well, we're gonna put
the
that.
poll will decide.
Yeah, we're gonna put that question out there, and y'all are gonna help us figure out how should we address that moving forward. But before we get into our discussion, let's talk about crunch time.
Yes. So if this is your first time listening to the show, Crunch Time is the time of the episode where we talk about the anime that we are watching currently on Crunchyroll, or pretty much from the last episode that we posted to now. Do you want to go first, Nisha? Because I feel like I always go first.
Yeah, sure, I'll go. So I watched Cells at Work. And
Oh! Is that the Osmosis Jones one?
it's basically Osmosis Jones.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, it is so good. It gave me all. So when I started watching it, when I've heard about the premise for at least over a year, because people keep talking about it, and I keep seeing the GIFs and clips on Twitter, and I said, okay, fine, I'll finally watch it, because there's just some anime I put off because I want to enjoy it later. I'm weird that way. Anyways, it gives you so many Osmosis Jones feels, but I just love how very educational it is, while it is also like very, very entertaining. And so for you guys who aren't familiar with it, Cells at Work is a story about you, a tale about inside of your body. According to a new study, the human body consists of approximately 37 trillion cells. These cells are hard at work every day within the body. From oxygen-carrying red blood cells to bacteria-fighting white blood cells, get to know the unsung heroes and the drama that unfolds inside of you. So, I just thoroughly appreciate this show, just because of how entertaining it is. But then it just makes you stop and think about, like, oh my God, like, think about, like, how the human body works and how our cells work, and everything has a role and everything has a purpose and how it works and functions. And it's just nice. It's so cute and also very cool how they animate to show that, like, how the red blood cells are like UPS men and the white blood cells are like secret forces that are just like hiding in the shadows, ready to kill a germ and stump their faces in. It's so glorious. And then there's like all these other cells, and the platelets are like little kindergartners who like patch up wounds.
That is adorable.
It is adorable, so adorable. But it's just really cool. And then they talk about influenza. This is the most recent one I watched. And influenza is basically like your body gets infected with the flu, but they show it as a zombie outbreak in the body for the cells. So regular cells are just like being attacked by other cells, and that's how the influenza spreads. And then throughout the episode, they explain each role of a new cell whenever it's introduced. And then they also explain like the bacteria that invades the body. Like, what is this bacteria? Is it just like a common germ, or is it a specific one? I think they've talked about hepatitis on there, or I haven't gotten to the episode yet, but like it's kind of cool. And then also talks about stuff like, oh, this happened in the body, so they like do this huge explosion thing where a crater appears in the middle of the Cell City, and it's because your knee got scraped.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it looks like
that's really cool,
right? And it looks like all this like destruction and damage on a cellular level, pun intended. But then it's like, to us, when we look at it, it's like, oh, I just scraped my knee. But then you see how hard your cells are working to fix that problem, so your body stays healthy.
That's really cool. So I've seen, I think, Get in the Robot. I think I watched one of their videos for like Best of 2018 or something like that, and they were talking about this show, and it's something that I've been really want to get in, really been wanting to get into, just because of the premise. Because I remember being younger. Do you remember the Osmosis Jones TV show?
Yes.
Yeah, I was in love with it.
Yes. If you loved Osmosis Jones, the movie and the TV show growing up, you will love this. It is just so good, and it's cool. It definitely makes me think about things I remember from like Osmosis Jones, like what is it, like how they talk about the red blood cells bringing oxygen to the body, like throughout the body, and how like they flow one way and you can't go back through a valve another way. You have to keep going throughout the whole entire circulation. So I'm like, look at me remembering things from biology through the power of anime and cartoons.
Exactly. Look at me doing biology, but really just remembering anime facts.
Yep.
Or animation facts.
What about you, Kate?
So for me, I watched, let me get it up here. I watched a shoujo called Blue Spring Ride. So it's really cutesy, really nice. I've been watching Game of Thrones, and I'm trying, as well as like with the Endgame coming up, I've been trying really hard to, how do I say this? Pad my senses for the inevitable breakdown that is going to happen with the Battle of Winterfell and Avengers Endgame this weekend.
I'm in denial.
So, yeah. So I watched Blue Spring Ride. It's 12 episodes. It's pretty good. It's not like the best shoujo out there, but what I really liked is essentially it is about this girl who at the first year for high school, I think her name's Futaba. Yeah, Futaba suddenly has a chance encounter with her first love, Tanaka-ko. And essentially what happened to Tanaka is they used to be really good friends when they were younger, and she was like in love with him when they were younger. And then he left, and when he came back, he has a completely different name. He goes by a completely different name, and at the same time, Futaba is also completely different too, because she used to be the really cutesy girl that everybody, like, that all the guys liked. But that made the other girls not like her because she got all the guys' attention. So what she started doing is she started purposefully coming in with messy hair, purposely having a super messy bag, purposely eating a lot in front of people, like trying to do everything to make her not cute so that way she could have friends. The cool thing is early on, this ends up breaking down and she just kind of like becomes herself again, which is great. Like, it doesn't take the entire series to get to that point.
Oh, good.
But Tanaka's kind of like, I don't want to say instrumental because it's really her relationship with another one of the female characters. But with him, he kind of reminds her that, like, it's okay, that you can go back to the way you were. And it's okay. And she does the same thing for him because he changes his name to Mabuchi to kind of get, what do you call it? To distance himself from pain and distance himself from what he had gone through in his home life. So it's really good. I really liked it. It was a nice little romance. Yeah.
That sounds right up your alley. Emotions. Which, it complements the impending emotional breakdown that may or may not happen.
It's going to happen.
I'm in denial.
Everybody is going to die in both of my favorite things right now.
I'm in denial. I look, as far as things with Endgame, I've made my peace with what may or may not happen, specifically with Cap.
Oh my god, I saw
I know. Obey My Peace, that is probably the one that will hit me harder. The second one is Hulk / Bruce. Those are my babies, and I will kill anybody who kills them. So I'm not really in denial about that one. However, Game of Thrones, I just need Arya to survive. That's it. I'm not gonna go into we can't do this.
So my theory is that one person from every group that they highlighted last episode is gonna die.
I know.
Which makes me so sad because like Gendry, I was like,
if
no.
If that's the case, Gendry's gonna die.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen because they're just gonna give her more pain.
It was one of those things. Is like, I mean, we can relate this back to anime. Is like death flags in shows are the same across everything. If a character is having a happy moment and talking about their future, they're gonna die. So that's where I was like, oh my god, this heartwarming scene between Missandei and Grey Worm. They're talking about the future. Oh my gosh. No. No, babies, please do not talk about the future. Don't do that this episode. This is not good.
And then Brienne. Oh god.
Brienne, she got everything she needed.
I just want her and Tormund to get together and make giant babies that conquer the world.
Thank you.
Why can't we have our giant wilding babies? You know what? We can't do this.
He respects her.
He is a feminist, a true feminist.
Anyway.
Okay.
He is.
He's the most progressive one. And have you seen Tormund without his beard? Y'all.
I haven't, but I don't really want to.
No.
Don't?
Go see it.
Go? Okay.
The jawline. The jawline is real.
Beard. Oh, shit.
I told you.
So this man is clearly descended from either A, Celtic warriors, or B, Vikings. One of the two.
And just saying, he can do both. A beard or no beard.
That is a rare quality.
Very. So, Tormund can get it.
Oh, gosh. Tormund can definitely get it.
But man, I mean...
anyway. But this isn't a Game of Thrones podcast.
It is not. And we don't have time in our lives to start one. But hold off on that when there's a hiatus.
Exactly.
But it is a great... I guess this all kind of helps with a nice transition into characters and dying and death. And games. There we go.
Yep.
I found it. Let's get into Gantz.
Okay. So, Nisha, had you... Actually, hold on. Before we talk about the movie, the manga, the anime, any of it, this is actually the first... This is like our first anime conversation.
It is. That isn't a movie review.
Yeah, that isn't a movie review. No. I mean, like, between me and you, our first Twitter DM conversation was about Gantz.
Oh my god, it was.
Yep.
Oh.
Because I was like, oh my god, I really love Gantz as a manga. You should read it. And then I was like, holy fuck, that manga is so crazy, horror, titties,
I remember,
blood,
and then you were worried if I was...
And I was like, oh my god, I can't tell her this. I can't tell her to read this. And then you're like, nah, I got you, go. You're fine.
Yeah, no, I was just like, nah, I watched the movie. I'm cool. I'm dead inside. But no, I mean, I think it was a while ago. It was when I first started getting into manga. I did realize after, like, during the research, I'm like, oh, I have read this. But I stopped because I found out how many chapters there were, and I got distracted with other manga. So
yep.
I would say I made it probably through volume 3, but I don't have... That was like almost 10 years ago, y'all. I think.
Yeah.
I'm 27. I've lost track of time at this point. After 25, I don't know.
I made it to about... So I made it... So I got exposed to Gantz because the guy I was dating at the time, he liked reading it, and he would read it before he would go to bed and stuff, because obviously those are the type of people I attract. But, like, and I just got to the point where I was like, oh, well, now I'm interested. And so he would just read the manga to me the entire time. And then I'd fall asleep. And then when we broke up, I kept reading on my own because I was like, damn, this shit's so cool. It's really fucked up.
It is.
Like,
it is like...
Whew.
Yeah.
I did not know that you could do those things with body parts. Or, like, they are very creative with their deaths.
Yep. Like, on a scale of Gantz to Berserk. Yeah, that's the scale.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to put in between. Like, those are that's a wrong scale. But my point is, it is on that
It's a
tier.
lot.
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
it's exactly. It's a seinen manga. And that means it's for adult audiences.
Yep.
And it is just whew.
No,
it's a lot.
Children do not read it.
No.
I mean, if y'all are, you don't give a damn like me, good luck. You'll have nightmares maybe. I don't know what your tolerance are. Do we have children listeners? I don't know. Hi, if you're there.
I hope we don't. I have this. I mark us as explicit on all of our stuff.
Oh, then we should be good.
Yeah, because I never know when a thirst talk's gonna come up, and I can't remember if it happened that episode, so I just started putting that it was.
That is a smart thing. Good job. We are. Plus, I cannot be limited to a PG-13 rating.
You think I can?
No. That's why we're friends. Anyways, so yeah, you being the one I think is more of the expert for Gantz overall. Just because like you said, when we first talked about it, I was just like, yeah, I know about it, but I didn't like know about it from when I like really did more research for preparation for this episode. Because I thought I remembered stuff. I did not remember a thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So, do you want me to talk about... okay, the way it works is the basic rules of Gantz, manga, anime, TV, is that there are these monsters that come into the world, and when people die, sometimes when people die, they get pulled through Gantz, which is this giant orb on the floor, into a game. It's a game. But it's a game that you can die in. Traditionally in the manga and the anime, there are limits on where you can travel, really. So in Gantz O that we just watched, you really wouldn't get, like, just people kind of, Osaka, why are you over here, Osaka? Like, everybody kind of letting. You really wouldn't get that, because if you go too far or you run away from the fight, your head blows up. One of those handy dandy things.
Yep.
And the game works in points, essentially. So your goal is to eliminate the threats. And as you eliminate the threats, you get points. And the points can be redeemed at the orb at the end of the game for different things. Weapons, bringing somebody back to life, or going back to your own life with no memory. But that doesn't guarantee that you will always be out of the game. You can't be brought back in.
Yep.
And in the movie, you don't get a lot of the world building around what Gantz is, which is probably my biggest critique of it, because one of the reasons I was drawn into Gantz, or Gantz, I don't know how people say it, I just say Gantz. One of the reasons that I was drawn into Gantz is that there is a lot of world building in the game itself, and all of the inclusion of the monsters, they have, like, connective stories almost. Like, a mini monster will be connected to a big monster, and this, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just random monsters fighting, and they just get bigger and weirder.
Yes.
And some of them are made of titties.
Yep. It's a lot of ass and titties. Just
ass and titties.
Yep.
Ass and titties. That's Gantz. There you go.
That is Gantz.
So if you like that.
And gore.
Yes. So, like, one of the things that I wish that they had done in this film, which, I mean, I don't know the chronology of where this film is supposed to be. I don't know what part of the manga it's supposed to be picking up on.
Yeah.
I don't know any of that piece, because the majority of the stuff that I remember from the manga is from the early part, and then specifically in the anime, where the first guy that you face is the green onion guy.
Okay.
And it's super cool because, like, they like taunt the green onion and make fun of him and all this stuff. And then They end up killing him, and then the Green Onion guy's dad comes up and just like wrecks shop.
Okay.
So yeah.
I would say, like, I just want to make a comment, like, so from the manga, what you remember with the monsters, or like, because they refer to them as aliens in the manga,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But then, like, in this adaptation of it, like, the monsters look very similar to like Japanese folklore characters.
Yes.
Like, like, I mean, like, my stuff is very limited to me being a mythology nerd and like a history nerd when it comes to like cultures and stuff. But like, I recognize like the demons, like some of them that and it also anime, like, because it's a lot of stuff that's referenced to like Japanese culture and their folklore, and I was just like, so are they aliens or demons? And like that, just to add to your point about the world building, I was super curious of like, how did these Japanese demon, like, who summoned them? I'm like waiting for that to be a reveal, like who's summoning these damn demons, like who's the villain doing all of this, and that was not revealed at all.
Nope.
So in the manga, does that ever get revealed? Like, how the hell are these things showing up?
So I don't remember.
Dang it. So now I gotta read.
Yeah, I don't remember. But I think a lot of, at least from the manga, like from what I understood, it was just like these endless waves of aliens. Like it was just for some reason I can't remember, in all honesty. It's also been years since I read it, but like the opening scenes of it are something that's kind of ingrained, because the opening of the anime and the manga is actually kind of it's kind of weird, and like if you stick through it, it gets less weird in the way that it is in the beginning. Like,
got it.
There's an attempted rape. It doesn't happen. It gets stopped. But like there's a dog who's involved. The dog is in the Gantz stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I shouldn't be I guess I shouldn't be surprised, because like even in the movie, there's like a clip of like a flashback, and I swear I see a small human, and I was like, okay, there's one of two reasons. Oh God, no.
They're kids in this too. Yes.
God damn it, no.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Damn it. I was just like, okay, maybe it's like a little person, but no.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It is a kid.
Okay, well, got it. I will add that to my manga read list and get into it.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like and it's also one of those things too, is like I think it just matters on what time period this Gantz movie is set in, because I do know that the earlobe guy, the tiny earlobe guy that they have to kill, that guy is in the manga, and the red guy with the wings that jumps down is in the manga too.
Okay.
So they're there. Like I think every character I think all of the stuff that pops up is in the manga. I just don't know where it's situated.
Gotcha.
But again, there are so many chapters to this manga that it's just...
I mean, I looked that up and I was just like, okay, I see there's a lot here. Like, a lot of opportunity for a huge franchise. Don't know if that is still going to happen. I mean, at least we know that they've made 3 live-action movies from them. But they just, again, research and Wikipedia diving for the last 3 days, they really go into great details of each character's arcs in the Wikipedia. So I can only imagine in the manga how much deeper it goes. Like, dang.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of... I think that this takes place like later on, because the main character that they show die in the beginning, that guy, he looks a lot like the main character in the Gantz anime, the first Gantz anime, because there's also multiple anime.
Gotcha. And we're talking about Karuno.
Yeah,
Karuno.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's the guy from the early part. So I think that this comes like later on, but. I don't know. If you ever want to go down a ridiculous hole of looking at creature design, go look at just all the different types of creatures that you get in Gantz. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know who thought about this stuff. But they may need a little bit of help.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah. I try to like spin it. I'm like, people and their creativity, but then at the same time, I'm just like, ass, titties, and gore. But like, I do appreciate the creature's design, even like in this adaptation, just because like the attention to detail and for you guys to know, like, this is like, I like you said, hyper realistic CGI.
Yeah.
Like, it's 2016, but it's like if we were playing a really, really well done copy of Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the level of like animation that I would give this. And like, it's not bad. Like, it's not weird how they move compared to like the other CGI anime adaptations I've seen that kind of like bother my eyes. Like, there's Blom. People pronounce it as Blom, but I just say Blame. That's on Netflix.
People say Blom?
They say Blom, and I'm just like, why are we saying Blom?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was just Blame. Because it's spelled like blame. So I'm going to call it Blame. But like that's when I could compare it to. And like, this one is much clearer. And then there's also the Godzilla one. But like, those are still like different styles, I guess. But like, that's just something I want to add to your point about the character designs, is that they do put like a lot of detail into them that I did like.
Yeah, they definitely do. And then I also think too, like, hold on. So I think I found it. So like, this is actually based on an arc in Gantz. In Gantz, the main character is in the manga.
Got it.
It's just farther down the line. So like, my scope of Gantz isn't necessarily fit for this movie, but that's okay because there's so much of this damn series.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's something that we can also speak to, is just that, again, being a fan doesn't mean you have to watch or read all 11 chapters and volumes. You can still watch something and appreciate it and critique it.
Yeah, because like, if I remember correctly, the start of it is the guy who's dead already,
Kureno.
That guy's name. Yeah, Kureno. And then it is Kato is, they're both in it together and they like know each other. They have a past together. And one of them is a complete dick.
Oh.
And then the other one is like a nice guy. And then that's just kind of how everything happens. And they just kind of like, the one thing that I do remember with Gantz is, I think Gantz was my first exposure to something that they would kill off main characters, or they would kill off characters that like you thought a story was going to be like all around. Like, you just didn't know who was going to die. Yeah. And it was very probable that like everybody was going to die.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dead giveaway is when they say, don't you see? I have to at least try, and then charge in with no plan. Because that's what they do here. Every time.
Yep, all the time.
I was just like, God damn it, what are you doing? No, you're going to die. Just,
Yep.
Good old anime.
Yeah.
But again, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, just saying, like, I think that's a line that is in every anime. Of just, like, the hero who...
Pretty much.
He got a 60-40 chance that he's gonna die or live. If he says, don't you see I have to at least try? And he's already weak and most likely will die.
Yeah, so either he's gonna die. And I say he because it is almost always guys that do this.
Yep.
He's more than likely gonna die. And then if he doesn't die, he's gonna have like this miraculous moment of finding power. And he'll win. Those are the two options.
Or just, very lucky and somebody else sacrifices their lives for them to live. Goku. Or they get beaten to a pulp every time there's a movie and then he wins. Okay, but that's fine. That's behind us. We have Brawly now. Okay. Teamwork. Anyway, so yeah, like to Kate's point, the movie opens with, you see Kureno, he's the main character, or he's basically the leader, with Reika and another guy who is Suzuki, who are there fighting in a previous game session. And then we see how Kureno dies. Because, again, he says, don't you see I have to at least try, after just taking the hardest kick to the chest in that Oh, I guess we should describe the costumes. So the characters wear these suits. They're given these suits in the game, that enhances their abilities, gives them extra strength, protects their bodies from normal damage to like very intense damage for when they're fighting and killing the monsters. Well, Kurano's suit got messed up because he got kicked straight to the chest, and your suit can break, apparently, if you get hit hard enough. And instead of thinking, let's come up with a plan very quickly, which I imagine it's because they were like kind of crunched for time, because I guess I didn't know that they die anyways if the clock runs out. I thought they just failed the mission, or they like lost points. Die. Oh, damn, that's even worse. Well, we know that now for sure. So yeah, I guess his whole motive was he has to at least try so that everyone can live, and it'll be worthwhile if he dies. Which I just want to make a point, and we can talk about ourselves here. If I was in Gantz, and I knew I tried my hardest, I think I would be okay with the time running out. I would still try. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, because you gotta come back and fight in that hellish world anyways. So, I don't know what that says about me as a person.
That's fair.
Just because, like, I mean, I think it's a situation where I think I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. I will try my hardest so I don't die. But I'm like, when you say, like, if I gotta choose, and I'm not saying this as, like, I'm just saying if I was a character in the game, if I've got to choose a gruesome, terrible death by the hands of a monster that's going to bash my head into the street and curb stomp me versus a bomb in my head exploding, I don't really know which one is best in this situation.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, so I guess that's like my way of like, okay, I could relate to him trying so that everybody else doesn't suffer. But at the same time, in my brain, I'm just like, dang, I have tried my best. And now I'm going to die trying to save other people. I don't know. The game is messed up and it makes you make those choices, apparently. So, yeah. But yeah, so that happens. As we said, Kurano dies because after he takes a very critical hit, he was able to kill the monster, but the monster also was able to kill him. So then... Reika, she's holding him. I'm assuming they had a very close bond, maybe even romantic. I did Wikipedia research and I found out that their relationship is messed up. But that is a discussion for another day. It's real fucked up.
So there's a lot of sex. There's a lot of weird ass relationships. And like everything.
Like, should I just say the weird thing that I found out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Reika's in love with Kurano. Kurano in the manga has a girlfriend already. But apparently Kurano and Reika have an affair. He cheats on her, and Reika's very famous, and the tabloids catch them on their date. So then Kurano and his girlfriend go through a rough patch, and then Kurano tells Reika that he doesn't love her. Kurano dies. And then there's a time when I guess he gets brought back. No. I remember. He's dead at this point. Reika gets 100 points, asks Gantz to bring Kurano back. There's an error. And apparently, somehow, she goes back to get something that she forgot, and Gantz is working now. So, she, like, finishes her wish, and Gantz gives her a clone of Kurano.
Yep.
And from there, a lot of messed up clone stuff, lost identity, not knowing who he really is.
There's a lot of memory resetting.
Yep.
And a lot of, like, different versions of them. And, like, it's crazy. Like, which, again, is only why I remember the stuff that, like, the 26-episode anime put into my head.
That makes
so,
sense.
Like, if you're listening to this and you're a super big Gantz fan, I apologize. Please, you can at me, but, like, do it politely.
Same.
Obviously. But this is just a lot. Like, this has so much world building that goes into Gantz.
Yeah. It is a lot. But that's just, like, a little tidbit. So I was just like, okay, cool. They have a bond, or it's at least a one-sided thing here, because she's definitely in love with that guy. And then we go to Kato, who's trying to get home, And Kato is a hero by nature. He definitely reminded me of like My Hero Academia. When everybody else is running away from the danger, he runs towards it. And this is outside of Gantz. This is in the real world. Kato's on his way home in a subway, and he hears that a man's been stabbed and that there's a guy with a knife. So then he sees an old man on the floor bleeding. So he runs towards the man instead of running away with the other people. And Kato tries his best to help the old man up, but then he is stabbed and he dies.
Yep, and it's so sad too, because it's his brother's birthday, and he was running with a cake, and the cake just like falls, and it's like smushed.
Yep, and and the guy kicks the cake to be an additional dick move. He kicks the cake. I'm like, you just killed the guy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So yeah,
and and he's immediately ported into the room with Reika and Suzuki and Nishi, who is this, like. Nishi is, and this is a character I remember from the anime, or from the manga, and both, who, like, he's that kid who plays way too much video games.
Very.
And would totally love to be in this. Which, yeah, it's interesting. And then there's the unidentified dude who's supposed to be Yakuza, which... It's weird, which again, I can't tell what timeline this is going from, because he looks exactly like the guy who's in there with them in the anime manga stuff. But it's a different timeline.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
Maybe that was just like a nice nod to that character.
Yeah, maybe. The one thing that bugs me is that there's in the manga there's this Tomb Raider looking girl, like she's modeled off of Lara Croft, that I really like, but so like he ends up coming in there, and then Suzuki ends up pretty much explaining like the rules of Gantz to him, like how they've opened, how he died, he's in the room. And now you're gonna have to fight monsters.
Yep.
And then Gantz kind of like pops up and announces that they're supposed to kill Earlobe Guy. Yeah, and the angry dude gets his head blown up by Nishi right away.
Yeah, which just dick move. Yeah. Nishi is very annoying, and he has all of the angst of Sasuke. But no skills. Okay, he has skills, but he's just really annoying. Skills. He's just really, really annoying. And I don't see the point in, like, killing someone who could have potentially been a teammate. Maybe if y'all could just, like, talk. But, you know, I guess...
So, and then, like, his reason for it is because that guy would have been a liability in the game because of how volatile he was.
True, but at least you could have used him as a distraction. I'm just saying, if I'm playing a game, again, I don't ever want to be in Gantz, but if I had to play a game that's about survival, more bodies mean less chances of me dying.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, yeah, that all happens, and they are now transported into the game. They quickly explain everything, or they quickly, choppily explain things to him. And he's still not getting it. He's just like, what do you mean? Where am I? And, like, I felt like there was just, like, 10 minutes of him constantly asking, like, what's going on? And, I mean, but then again, wait, one thing I had to say, Suzuki asking him, are you in shock? After he just...
Yeah.
I was dying of laughter. I'm just like, I don't know if that's the right thing you ask a person who just died and you know they're in shock. I don't even think you ask
it's like, you know this answer. You know the answer, Suzuki.
Yes, he's in shock. And you guys are doing a terrible job of explaining this, and I thought you would be good at this. So yeah, they're transported into the game, and then Kato is still trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and monsters show up, and it is...
Oh, and you have to point out, too, that, like, Nishi just dips and just stealths the entire time.
He is that gif with the dude, when the black guy puts up the deuces and fades out.
Yeah.
And he's just gone.
So what he reminded me of is, because I used to play a lot of Call of Duty and stuff.
Yeah.
He was the person on your team who would run into the corner with the sniper and help nobody. And just camp.
Useless.
Just camp in the background.
Useless. But see, like that, I can't be mad at that strategy, but it's like, you're gonna hide out until the boss comes.
Yeah, and then it's also just like ultimately it's like, oh well, if you're gonna like stealth and dip anyway, like why'd you kill the dude?
Yeah. Right? That just didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's a loner, and he's apparently very good at the game. But like to your point about him, just like I think he does get some kind of thrill out of being in the game.
He does.
Because like as we learn, you get upgrades when you get 100 points and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, how much did that invisibility cloak cost you? Because you probably could have gotten out of the game.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and that's the thing. If somebody has an upgraded weapon, they had the option to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose to stay in it, which which we see later on, because as they're fighting the monsters and stuff, they end up coming into contact with the Osaka team.
Yep.
And I totally also want to be like, for all I know, like they could have added in different teams in the anime or in the manga. I just remember your head blowing up if you tried to like leave certain areas. Like there was a parameter, so they could have introduced this. I don't know. I just know in here that was the first thing. I was like, oh, but if you went too far, your head blew up. But yet they're from a different area. This is weird. And I know in the anime too, like you can also, there are also like Gantz fighters that don't necessarily look human, like they're like different things. It's weird. But here, when the Osaka team shows up, they're like super freaking skilled and are like decked out in different types of weapons.
Yep. Like they got all the upgrades. Like I'm talking about, you got Zelda's sword, all the armor, all the arrow bombs. I can only reference Breath of the Wild because that is my game right now. But you have made all the food recipes and you are ready to fight. But they got all of them, and they having so much fun, and that is almost jarring. Like, it makes you wonder, like, what is your like mental state if you truly get joy out of being in this game? And I don't know. Yeah. Like, I guess it's maybe a good psych question of asking, like, well, what's their outside life like? Do they feel more successful here, and is that why they continue to do it and they continue to have fun here, and they don't have to worry about their inhibitions? But at the same time, also, I'm like, I question what you do in your real life, because are you a serial killer?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bunch of guys who are super tough, very effective team who, like, I think a team of 30 basically. Like, it's just a bunch of guys.
Yeah, and they also like don't care about the citizens of the city.
Oh yeah, that's a good point to make.
They just care about killing stuff.
Yeah, so like Kato's team, Suzuki, Reika, obviously we know Nishi's on his own anyways. Like they've always kind of operated as like, we just have to survive and we've just got to complete the goal. Or the goal has to be completed by somebody. So it's more like, if we don't, as long as there's someone who's strong around to help and do it, then we don't have anything to worry about.
Stay out of the way mentality.
True. That's a good one.
Like they're the people in a battle royale game that hide and then win the match with 0 damage, 0 kills. Because they just hid the whole time. Which is fine. It's a way to survive, especially if you know you're weak, but...
Yeah, but that's like, what's the point of playing? I mean, I guess, no, never mind. Because some people might actually just enjoy the whole hiding part of the game.
No, it's shitty. Don't do that.
Okay, cool. I don't know. I don't.
No, I'm like no, don't. That's shitty. Why are you playing this game? This game is not go hide in a fucking corner. This game is you fight things. You bought a battle royale to be the last one standing. Why? No, I hate those people. Oh
my god, I found a way to connect this to Dragon Ball Z. Nishi is trying to pull an Android 17.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he's doing it poorly.
Yep.
Okay, yay. Anime connections.
Yeah. But see, like, at least Nishi, like, intends to come fight at the end. So, like, Nishi's, like, the people in a BR game that hide until there are 2 teams left on the map, and then they pop up and start killing people.
Gotcha.
Whereas, like, Suzuki and Reika are just the people who get by with 0 damage, 0 kills, just hiding and doing nothing, which, like, I've won a game like that before, but I didn't do it purposefully. Gotcha. And I'm sorry if I'm very heated right now, but that's not how you play that game.
No. You're, out of the 2 of us, you are very much the more, like, expert gamer than I am. Like I said, I love video games, but when it comes to like playing online and doing stuff like this, I would do terrible in Gantz. I don't play online games. I don't want to interact. I've tried one time and I heard too many slurs and I was like, peace, I'm done.
Yep.
So
Xbox 360 game chat. High number of racial slurs, death threats, and rape threats all the time.
Yep.
And somehow I kept playing.
Yep. You are a trooper. But
I just enjoy the game. Like,
no, I get that.
I like playing comp play. I like competing, and I like those types of games. Like, obviously, that's not me saying like just get a thicker skin. Like, no, like you handle what you can handle, and if you choose to not play those because of that, like that's totally fine.
Yeah, and I mean also.
Whereas,
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's also not a lot of online games that I like, so I'm not like a big first person shooter person. Mm-hmm. Like I'm more of a like RPG adventure, like or fantasy adventure, or like but I do like stuff like I do play online is like Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Yeah. Like stuff like that. Like I like fighting games, but like when it comes
it's funny because like I don't like fighting games online.
Really?
It's weird. Fighters are the only community I refuse to interact with.
We are so opposite right now.
Yeah. So like it's one of those things where like I like multiplayer play in certain like I love MMORPGs like World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls Online, Black Desert, like all those things. I love those. But like fighters, like I don't like those dudes. Just let me play my game. Like, those I'll just play and do the campaigns on those and like unlock and everything like that. So
interesting.
Yeah, there are differences. There are different things, and people do what they like.
Yes,
and that's how it is at the end of the day.
Agreed.
So yeah.
Yes. Well, y'all learned a little bit about me and Kate gaming wise, and we learned that Kate would probably thrive in Gantz, and I would not.
I don't know. So I will say this: I don't know if I would thrive, but I know how to work in a team. True. That's one of the reasons why I play so much Overwatch is because I have a full team and I don't have to jump into anything by myself. Like I haven't had to play a shooter. Well, one because I've been with Matt for like 5 years now, so we co-op play everything. So that's good. But like that's my buffer, right? I don't have to talk to a lot of people I don't know. But if I'm with people that I've kind of established like a team with, then I do really well. So like there are some Overwatch matches where like we just kind of click, and then I'll start interacting after the click happens if they're with people I don't know. But and so I don't know if I would thrive. I think I could get by.
Okay. I mean,
but I don't know if I would thrive. I would probably have a little too much fun. I will say that.
Just give me like the big wheel thingy, then I'll be fine. That's all I want to do. I want to be in charge of like firing lasers and driving that big one wheel. I want to be in
charge of the big wheel thingy.
Yep. And the guns that come with it, and I'm cool. Or give me the mech suit. Like I get to fight kaijus? Yes, bitch. Yeah. I'm good. Those are the two jobs I want in Gantz. I want to drive that big wheel thingy, or I want a big mech suit. That's it. Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, back to the story. So yeah, at this point that we've met the Osaka team, and this is, so now that they parted ways, Kureno, it sees like people are in trouble, and Suzuki's just like, oh good, we won't have to do anything. But Kureno's just like very compelled to go help people. And he's like, I'll do what I can. And I feel like that is his mantra for this entire thing. It's just like, I'll do what I can. Which, at first time watching this, I was like, that's honorable. At second time watching, I'm like, you need to get a grasp of the game. Yeah. Because I'm like, you can't help nobody if you can't help yourself. And I'm not saying that in a selfish way. I'm saying that you're going to make things worse.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's one of those things. So, like, I'm going to keep bringing up, like, gaming references, but it's just, like, all this stuff just reminds me of video games for obvious reasons. Yep. I'll tank, I'll take, you know how tanking works?
Nope. Please explain.
Okay, so a tank in a game is your defense. They're your big character who can take a lot of damage.
Oh, okay,
So usually what they do is when you push with a team, so when you have your team and you're pushing on an objective, your tank will be in front kind of absorbing all of that. So my one problem as a tank, which is a really bad problem to have, and I only do it when I play D.Va in Overwatch, but she has high mobility. But if I push too far, like if I just go do what I can, like Kato's trying to do, I fuck my team.
Okay, I see.
Essentially. Versus playing my role in that team.
Gotcha. I mean, that makes sense, though, because that, like, I believe that everyone has a lane. Stay in your lane, which is mean, like, and when it comes to a team, y'all got to come up with a plan, and each of you stay in your lane. If Nishi's going to be out there hiding, cloaking, waiting for the big boss to come up, let him be your distraction, and use that to your benefit. But also, y'all need to have a plan. Like, y'all need to, like, discuss and actually work as a unit. But
it just makes me so happy because you said lanes, and in MOBAs, which are games like League of Legends, they're actually called lanes. They're maps that are built into different lanes, and there are certain roles that only work in certain lanes. And you have to plan. Like, you literally described a MOBA.
I had no idea what it is.
Just say.
That's like something I don't know if staying your lane is a phrase that is just like rooted in Black culture, as I've always heard it referred to, but then I've also heard it referred to like in sports for like basketball, like there's lanes on a court. Yeah, I would imagine so. Like there's a bunch, but I've always heard it's like stay in your lane, which is basically mind your business and do your job. Exactly. Or do the thing you're good at.
Yeah, and in gaming, it's been in gaming for I don't know where it first came, but it's because like in gaming you are in a literal lane, and if you don't stay in your lane, then you're detrimental to your team.
Yeah,
like there are only certain players who can move between lanes, and they do that. If you do not stay in your lane, then you're screwed.
Got it. Okay.
So like it's weird because I see it a lot on Twitter, and it was one of the things where like, well, fuck, I've been yelled to stay in my lane like fucking back in 2012 when I was playing a MOBA. So it's one of those interesting things that like works in stuffs.
Nice, good to know. Look at us learning things today. So yeah, that's
it's almost as if culture like informs each other or something.
Like it's all like it's kind of connected, and we all benefit from learning and observing other cultures. Wow. Think about that, y'all. Well, but yeah. So at this point, Kato is way out of his lane, and he's decided to go off and help people, which isn't a bad thing to do, but it is bad when you don't know exactly how to do things. But he'll learn as he goes. So he eventually runs into Anzu. She's a member of the Osaka team. She's like I think she's the only female member of the Osaka team. And she's been watching him like help people, and she's trying to figure out his motivation. Like, why are you helping people? Because people who usually play Gantz don't help people. Like the people who are they're all in the real world, but like the people who are non-Gantz players. And he's just like, it's the right thing to do. And she becomes really interested in him. And then, okay, so again, I'm going to ask your thoughts on this. We find out that Anzu is 23 and Kato is 17. We're going to get into how she goes from, oh, you're cute and funny, to come live with me. All four of us, me, you, your brother, my son, we're all going to live together.
This is where I say anime gonna anime. Because it happens, but it's super weird. It's super weird.
Not even in real life. No, this is a lot. The kid is 17, ma'am. You are 23 with a child. I understand that you're still young, but also he's set, and consent rules and everything in other countries. However,
also 17 is legal in the States, isn't it?
I think so. That's what made me like rethink about it. But then at the same time, he is 17, struggling to take care of his brother. You are 23, trying to take care of your 3-year-old son. I don't think the best situation is for y'all to live together. And how do you jump from, hi, my name is blank, to let's go live together? Not even saying I love you. It's just like in a matter of less than 2 hours, she's fallen in love with him. Enough to sacrifice her life for him. I'm not going to jump that far ahead, but she does. She sacrifices her life for him. The woman has a son, and she sacrifices her life for this boy that she met 2 hours ago.
Yep.
So, anime is going to anime. but y'all gotta do better at writing female characters. It is abysmal. Like, no, you.
So, like,
ooh.
to be fair to Gantz.
Yeah.
To be fair to Gantz, I agree with you in that it's horribly written.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, like, Gantz doesn't have terribly great developed plot for anybody, really.
Oh, no, I got that. I agree
so
there.
It's like, it's an hour and 30-minute movie where their main thing is, let me show this titty monster and all the ways we can, like, rip people apart. Like, that's Gantz's character development.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like, it was forced and weird.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't, like, nobody's really well written.
Oh, yeah. And which, that's it. That's what I can take away from it. Is like, I understand that this is a 96-minute movie and it is not meant to have a lot of character development. I just feel like if you needed a plot device and you need a character that was going to save the main character, I wish it had been done better. Especially if it was like a female character is going to sacrifice her life, a female character who has a son. Yeah. I feel like, okay, y'all, I see what you're saying. I see what you're trying to do, but why would she sacrifice her life? But then I guess you have to also think, I guess if they don't beat the monster, then she dies too, and she and her son is left without somebody.
Yeah.
But, like, in true fashion, like we were talking about earlier, when characters talk about the future, which she does several times, and then she's like, we can't die. We have people. And let's make a promise. You won't die. We won't die. And I was just like, oh, gosh, she's going to die.
And then it's weird, too, because, like, it would make sense if she knew him from before, because as the movie progresses, Oka ends up coming in with the mech to fight this giant monster kaiju that comes out of the water.
More.
He kills the monster, and then he comes out of the mech because it's, like, broken.
Yeah.
And then, like, another monster ends up killing, like, two of, like, the top scorers on the Osaka team.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then Oka's just like, I'ma do it live, and runs in, like, wounded and weaponless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, again, to that point, killing, like, the top three players in the game, that is straight out of, like, the Dragon Ball Z handbook to showcase power of a villain. Yeah. To, like, they're stronger than the top two? They're stronger than the top player? Oh my god, how do we stand a chance? We're doomed.
Yup.
It is like seeing Trunks come and kill Frieza with just a few slashes. After no one could, like, scratch Frieza in his final form until Goku went Super Saiyan. Oh, I'm such an anime nerd. But y'all get my point. It's like, I don't know what we should coin a phrase for that. Like, how anime showcases power levels. As far as, like, ooh, you think they're the strongest? Oh, wait. He got beat by that guy. He's the strongest. There has to be a term.
Yeah. There has to be an actual term for that. We should look that up.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's part of our show, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, you go ahead.
Yeah. And so, like, essentially, Suzuki ends up getting wounded because he sacrifices himself for Kato, too.
Yeah.
And then Nishi has his arm ripped off. But, like, the monster doesn't kill him. It goes to kill Oka.
Yeah.
And then, like, Kato decides to act like a decoy while Rika and Yamasaki, like, snipe the monster.
Yep.
And then Yamasaki proposes that, like, if she and Kato survive, they begin living together, which we just talked about. Which is fucking weird. And it because, like, as it kind of culminates, like, the demon comes back to attack Kato.
Yes.
And the others shoot it from the distance, and then before dying, the demon kills Yamasaki and maims Kato. And, like, when it says maims Kato, like, it rips off his legs.
He blows up his legs.
It's just...
They gone.
Oof. Yep, they're little nubbins.
Yep.
He ain't going anywhere.
Nowhere fast.
And he just collapses next to Yamasaki, and, like, everybody else pretty much thinks that he's dead. And then he ends up killing the demon, and he ends up like phasing back into the Gantz room. And he has 100 points, and this is where he gets his choice of whether to get advanced weaponry, return to the world without his memories, or to revive somebody. And he chooses to resurrect Namasaki. Or Yamasaki.
Yeah.
So this is the weird thing, because then we find out that Kato, this is actually his second time in the Gantz game.
Yep.
He won it before, and he was able to leave with his memories wiped. And that, like, everybody, like, Suzuki and Reika knew that he was self-sacrificing.
Yep.
But we don't know if Yamasaki knew that. So, like, the explanation of let's live together could be that they actually knew each other for a longer period of time.
True.
But that's not explained in the movie.
It's not explained in the movie, but also the only thing that's explained about them being in Osaka, even though they're the Tokyo team, is that Reika notices a sign that says something about Osaka, and she's like, we never get put here. Why are we here? We're always in Tokyo. Why are we here? So then that's my assumption, that they've never met each other.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which makes it even weirder. But to your point, that's what I thought too. Is like, are they connected somehow? Like, did they have some kind of thing? But it just doesn't make any sense. But I mean, like, he knows that she has a son, and that her son truly has no body if she's dead. And out of the goodness of his heart, he decides to bring her back to life. Because, I mean, granted, rightfully so, she sacrificed herself so he could live to go back to his brother. So it's like repaying the debt.
Yeah.
Which is just... yeah.
It's also one of those things, because then, like, they can all leave after that match is done anyway.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
I want to go back and read this manga. I know it's long as hell.
I know.
But I'm going to go back and read it.
I'm going to go back and read it too, because I have a lot of questions. I want to know what happens. I mean, like, from Wikipedia, I know what happens to some characters. But I just need to know, like, where the hell did these monsters come from? Can I please have an explanation why in the movie they are, like, Japanese folklore monsters, and I can't remember, like, are the they're called aliens in the manga. And then, can we talk about the final boss?
Yes.
Okay. The constant leveling up, or forms. So from the earlobe man to the titty lady, to, like, the ass and titties lady, to a demon to a man who just looks like a character out of Taken. The bald man from Taken. That's what he looks like.
You forgot the giant head monster.
Oh my god. Oh.
The giant head monster that almost eats his foot.
You right. Wait, was that a form, or was that another monster?
That was another monster.
Okay, yes. But can we talk about it? Because did you ever watch Gravity Falls? Mm-hmm. I love Gravity Falls, but I, like, also appreciate that I know that Alex Hirsch gets, like, inspiration from, like, other lore, and that giant head monster reminded me of his, like, giant head monster in his show, which I thoroughly enjoy. But yeah, that giant head monster is freaky weird, just terrifying. So yeah, but the final boss, he has, like, 5 forms or so.
Yeah. From
the earlobe man to a titty lady to a giant bald man with earlobes who looks like a character from Taken. I think I'm talking about the right game. And he's, like, constantly adapting and learning.
Yep.
So, okay, I don't know if this is connected, like, why he just decided to turn to a giant titty lady thing. That's what we're calling it. Giant titty lady titan. When the Osaka member, when he was going to kill it, he, like, the thing transformed into, like, just a bunch of, like, eyeless women with big jugs, but that guy is also the one who was obsessed with, like, Reika, and he, like, oh, check out the jugs on her. So I was just like, is that, like, a punishment for, like, making a comment to Reika that the guy is suffocated and eaten by titties?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it was a lot going on there. But that happened. And then it's just like his final form is a demon reaper thing with wings. But I guess the fascinating thing is that every time it transforms, it's like, ah, I see. I think I've got it now. And it's like it adapts to whatever it's fighting.
Yeah.
Which
it's really cool.
It is very cool. Like once you get past the giant titty lady titan, I like the fight scenes. Even the fight scenes with the little earlobe man are pretty good. Like how fluid he moves. It's really, really sharp and just clean. But then you go into like I guess like the third and like fourth forms when he's fighting. Is it Oka?
Yeah.
Like those fight scenes with Oka were the best, and I just love how Oka was like, "It ain't dead yet. I'm not going to finish it now. It's too risky." And I love how like I am Oka. I'm going to max out every damn level I can, and I'm going to get every weapon, and I'm going to get every power up. Like that's the reason why I haven't beaten Breath of the Wild yet, y'all. I'm not ready to fight Ganon. I'm gonna die. And if I can't beat a Lionel, I can't beat Ganon. So I'm just gonna keep cooking recipes. I hope people understand Zelda stuff. I sound like a nerd right now. But anyways, that was just like something I enjoyed. It's just like seeing how the villain, it was super anticlimactic. Like every time they thought they beat it, it just kept coming back for more.
Yep. And like I will say this, as weird as the titty lady was, like it was actually like really crazy. Hold on.
Bless you.
Whew. Sorry. It was actually like really crazy creature design. Like each body, like and we say titty lady.
Yep.
Ass and titty lady, because like they're like full boobs, but like their entire bodies.
Yeah.
Like it's a giant titan made of individual female bodies.
Yep.
Making one big female titan.
Which
it's insane.
It is very insane.
The animation on it is like,
and it has no eyes because it's made up of bodies. But it spits out the head of the guy. It just like basically morphs its body around and grows. And it's just like, again, that's another, it adapts to what it fights. And it's just like, it's just very smooth and clear and crisp and clean, like how it moves. But it's very terrifying when you think about like, it's just a bunch of like dismembered bodies, or like it looks creepy, like how it's a whole body made up of bodies and they're moving constantly.
Yep.
Just creepy. But then so I think we've recapped the entire movie. We talked about
we've done everything.
Yep. So then at the end, he goes back. Oh, the reveal at the end is that, like going back to what you said, how we find out that Kato has played the game before and he got out and he had his memory wiped, which I still don't know if I agree with them not telling him. Like, what's the point of not telling him?
I think they didn't tell him just because he would have used it. I don't know, actually. It was kind of convoluted.
Yeah, because in the manga, your memories come back.
Yeah.
I just felt like, but you know what? Plot. You gotta have a plot. And with him coming back with memories, that wouldn't have given him a plot. And truthfully, it just comes down to he gets brought back into the game because they have no leader. And I think that's just Gantz's way of being a dick. Of like, oh, you made it out the game and you still died again. Like, could you imagine? Like, you made it out of that. You died once. You were in that game. You made it out the game. You died again, and you're back in the game. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I'd be really pissed.
Yeah. And then we see the flashback, and we find out that, I guess, Reika says, like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get 100 points. I'm gonna bring back Kureno. And then we see, like, a screen of all the past members on the team. And I was just like, shit. And then they said that they're going to bring back everybody. And then and now knowing, like, how Gantz, like, scores, I was just like, this is some bullshit. Like, Reika, and first off,
it's a rigged game.
It is a weird game. But also, Gantz had the pettiness to call Reika Jugs. I did not miss that. And Reika did a lot of stuff. I mean, not for, like, the first half of the movie, but, like, when she's like, 12 points, but I didn't even do anything. Ma'am, you kept shooting that thing long enough for Kato to get a gun and do something. As you were stabbed in the shoulder. As you were hanging off a building. Even though they did make her really weak in this movie. So I just, like, I hated how she, like,
She's
downplayed
kind of
herself.
really weak all the time.
Hmm?
She's kind of really weak all the time.
Dang. I was hoping she'd be more of a badass in the manga. Well, at least she did something here.
I can't remember the name of the one. There's one who she like decapitates one. It's this awesome panel. I can't remember her name though. I need to read it again. I just need to read. I need to read Gantz again and read it all the way through. I got a project.
I'm gonna try it too. You won't be. We can like have a Gantz book club and try to keep each other accountable, but we know how that goes. Promise Neverland. But okay, so with all that said, let us get into our ratings, what we liked, what we didn't like, and did they have to. So, Kate, I'll let you go first.
I mean, I'd probably rate it like a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably rate it a 3. Like, I need about... Because I don't think it's horrible. Like, I don't need much to rewatch it again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, like, when I think about things that are, like, perfect...
Oh, yeah.
That got zeros, I'm just kind of like, I wouldn't give it that. I would give it a 3.
Yeah.
3 drinks to watch it again, and I don't think they had to. Because they have, like, the other live actions, and then they have the anime, and then they have the manga, and I'm just like, this is just another thing that is, like, in this weird area.
Yeah.
Of, like, not like the other two, but also very much like the other two.
Got it. Yeah. For me, I would say a 4. And it's only because, like, I'm being picky about the female characters more so. But at the same time, to your point, this isn't a movie about character development. It's truly not that place. I'm just gonna constantly like call them out. I'm like, you killed the 23-year-old mom who has a son, so she could sacrifice the kid.
Oh yeah, no, like, and you should definitely, you should definitely call that out.
Yeah.
My thing was just like everybody had shitty character development.
Oh yeah.
But it's also like, so you made the mom be the one who sacrificed herself. Got it. She has the most to not sacrifice.
Exactly. Which I was just like, cool, great. And then, you know, making her fall in love with him very quickly. But, yeah, that aside. But to your point, like, it got a giant monster fight in it. I want more of that. So, they got me there. I love kaijus. And then, also, the fight scenes are pretty good. And the animation isn't bad for, like, me not being a fan of CGI anime or hyper-realistic animations. So, I mean, yeah, a 4 is pretty solid for me. Like, I would watch it again if I have nothing else to watch and Netflix is running low on anime, but yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't like mind blown or anything. So I'm like, but I'm with you. Did they have to? No. Just because, like, if they now knowing that they have 3 live action films already, like, that are made. Granted, this was in 2016, so I don't know where that takes place with the other ones. Like, if that came first and then they made the live actions, because we still have not yet defined them yet, but
if it looks like the live actions are older.
Okay, so maybe this was their way of rebooting it and maybe seeing if they could do a franchise of the animated CGIs.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's necessary then.
Yeah,
It's just money grab. Yeah.
Very fair.
And so yeah, was there anything you did? I mean, I already felt like I talked about what I liked. Was there anything you liked?
I mean, I just like the creature design. I'm a sucker for creature design. And it's one of the reasons I love Guillermo del Toro so much. Like, I just love creature design.
I figured you were going to say that as soon as you said creature design.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I liked the creatures being designed, like, after Japanese folklore. I just still wanted that to be connected I wanted that to be like, can we, like, where the hell are these monsters coming from? Is there a demon portal? Is it Pacific Rim? What are we doing? Oh my god, it's Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I also think too, I think the weird thing that the anime does, or this does, is I do think that if we had, in a different way than Gintama, right? Like, I don't think you necessarily have to have watched the anime, but I think had we, or read the manga, but I think if we had read all the manga, we'd be way more tuned into what is happening.
Agreed, because we'd probably recognize characters, and there might be some nods to arcs, to other stuff.
Because I forgot that Kato is Kato and Kurudo are the main people in the beginning. And I forgot about him just because I forgot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I never would have thought, besides the fact of Kuruno sacrificing himself and coming off with huge I'm a leader vibes, I would have been like, oh, who is that random dude that died? He's probably not much of any part of the story in the source material.
Yeah.
But again, I do say this often, is that I don't feel like I have to read or know every bit of information from the Gantz fandom to watch something or to critique it. But it did. I will say that this sparks my interest to go deeper into it. So yeah, it is what it is. And I also want to say one more thing. Kind of reminds me of Madoka Magica, because Gantz is Kyubey and they are all the witches. And that's just because it's an alien being that is tricking people into sacrificing themselves for it to do what it wants, to do what it wants them to do. So I like finding connections between pop culture and anime and other anime. If y'all haven't noticed by
definitely. now. Oh, definitely. I think that's what we bring to this world.
Yep, that's what we do. But alrighty then. With that, do we have any announcements or anything that we need to cover?
No, I don't think so. Other than that, we ran our first giveaway, and it was for the My Hero Academia digital copy and the All Might Funko Pop.
Yes.
And it went super well. And if you participated, thank you for participating. Sorry you didn't win, but we will be doing more giveaways in the future, so keep an eye out on that. A whole bunch of different stuff from the But Why the community coming in. This was one that we sponsored, and I want to give a shout out to. I'm trying to find her name. I know I sent her name to you.
Let me check.
Yeah, I'm looking in our.
We chat a lot.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to @LilParmigiano on Twitter, because she won.
Congrats.
So, congrats. Thank you for following us on all the things and following our community and everything like that.
Yes. But yeah, like Kate said, guys, there will be more chances in the future, and we're excited to do more giveaways, and we're happy to have more people join our community.
Yep.
So with that, let us...
Oh, wait. No, you gotta tell them where to find us.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can find the podcast at DYHT_pod on Twitter. And make sure that you rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever you're listening. And you can find me at OMMythrandir on Twitter.
And you can find me at LA_NEY_SHA. That's Lanisha on Twitter. Now can I do it?
Yes.
Yay. Will Kate finish The Promised Neverland?
Oh.
Will we find another name for the ass and titties monster? And is it fine that a mother of a 3-year-old sacrifices herself for a boy she met 2 hours ago? Find out next time on the next episode of Did You Have To? Bye.